Hello, guys. Welcome back to our lessons on flowgorithms and algorithms. Okay, so in our last class, we did control structures and um, we we did what was it again? Selection or condition control structures. So today we are going to move to the third control structure, which is loops. And now under loops, we are going to have we have three types of loops. Like I said earlier, we have three types of loops, or what we call repetition control structures. The first is the for loop. We have the second, which is the while loop, and the third, which is the do while loop. That's how we call it, do while loop, or the do while loop. The do while loop, or another name for do while loop, is the repeat until loop. Okay, so these are the three controls, the three loops we are going to be dealing with in our lessons. So right away we'll move to uh, the first. Move to the first loop, which is the for loop. So for our for loop, we'll take an example. Okay, we'll take an example here to explain loops, and we are going to use the same examples for the other loops, the three loops. Okay, so example, what is going to be our example to demonstrate how loops work? Sorry, example 3. So example 3 is going to be write an algorithm that takes in, let's say, 5 numbers. Okay, it takes in 5 numbers. uh, how can I sorry, let's write an algorithm that, okay, yes, it's okay. Let's say an algorithm that takes in 5 numbers. Okay, it takes in 5 numbers, sums them up, and prints, sums them up, and prints the result. That's the sum of those 5 numbers. Okay, and prints the result. As simple as that. So how can we do that using a for loop or using loops? So the first thing we'll do is we'll start by, first of all, identifying the variables we are going to need. Now, when you look at this algorithm, you may think that, okay, since previously we used to say, okay, well, we'll take in 3 numbers and then we declare 3 variables to do that. So I know some of us might be thinking that, okay, maybe we are going to have 5 numbers, n1, n2, n3, n4, n5, and then we are going to have another variable sum which will add up. No, it's not going to be the case. We don't need to do that with loops. So what we'll do is we'll have just one variable. So we are going to declare one variable called num. Num will take in each time. Each time we enter a number, it will be stored in num. That's the first variable we are going to have. Then we are going to have a counter. The counter will help us to count. Each time you enter a number, it will count until we get to 5 numbers. Since we are supposed to enter 5 numbers, so we'll be counting. Each time you enter a number, it counts until we get to 5. Once we have the 5 numbers, we'll do the addition, we'll add up the numbers. Each time we enter the numbers, we add them up to the sum, add them up to the sum, and then at the end, we print the sum. So obviously, our output will be sum. And all of them are integers. So we click on OK. So after doing that, what we'll do next is we are going to send a message to the user using an output, of course, where we'll ask the user, please enter the 5 numbers. Please enter the 5 numbers. Okay, we'll click on OK. So we've done that. Now we'll now call on the loop, because the loop will help us to repeat the same instructions. The for loop will help us to repeat the same instructions again and again. Okay, so that's why we'll move to the loop. So we'll click on this arrow and we go under looping. We'll take the for loop, because we said we'll start with the for loop. So we'll select for loop, and this is the shape. Inside the for loop now, we are going to declare our variable. This variable is a counter. The variable is going to be our counter. So our counter is I. Now the counter will start from 1 and end at 5. So we'll start counting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why? Because we need to enter 5 numbers. And then now you can see a direction. It has to be incrementing, or it has to be increased. It has to increase by 1. You see step by here, 1. Okay? It has to increase by 1. You may decide to decrement your counter. Okay? So, but in this case, we are incrementing by 1. You may decide to increment by 2, whatsoever. But this, our example, we are to increment by 1. So after doing that, we click on OK. So inside the loop now, this is the loop here. This arrow shows how it's going to loop. So we'll click on the arrow. What do we want to loop? What do we want to repeat? Which instruction do we want to repeat itself? We want the user to enter the 5 numbers. So we'll use an output where we'll ask the user, or we'll just write number 1. That's it. Number. That is just to differentiate. Number. We'll write in quotes. Then we'll call on our variable. Which variable do we want to use? We'll use our counter. The and there is for counter, so that since our counter starts from 1, it will appear number 1. Okay, it will appear number 1. That's it. I prefer it comes this way. Yeah, number 1, so that we'll enter the first variable. Okay. As we enter the variables, as it increments, it will get to 5. Once it has gotten all the 5 numbers, then it will sum them up and print the result. Okay, so we've done that. Now, where are we going to store our variable? Where are we going to store our number? We will store it using an input, and the input, what is the variable? The variable is going to be num, as we declared earlier. We'll store each time, we'll store it in num. So we'll store our number in num. So now when we take the first number, what happens next? We are supposed to take the first number, we add it to the value that is found in the memory, that is found in sum. But initially we did not initialize sum. So we'll go back up here and initialize sum. So I will assign sum to 0. Initially, sum is supposed to have the value 0. So after doing that, we'll come back to our loop here. We'll now assign sum. Sum has to be equals to sum. That is whatsoever is in the memory. Initially, it is 0. So sum plus the new number that we just entered. So if the number is 1, the initial sum is 0. we are going to have 0 plus 1, which the new sum now will be 1. And we'll keep doing that, looping until our counter gets to 5. Once we've gotten all our 5 numbers, what happens next? We'll now print. It means we'll take the done. We'll go out of the loop and then we'll print our sum. We'll now print our sum with the message. We'll print the message. The sum is, close the quote, and sign, num, what? Is it num? No, sum. That's it. And that's it. Click on OK. Click on OK. So with this now, let's try and run our program to see how it works. This one. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let me redo it. Okay. So let's run. So now it says enter num1. So the first number I'm going to enter 1. I will enter just 1, 1, 1 each time they ask me. You see how it is looping, right? Well, can we see the looping? Let me show you. Look at this. Just fix your eyes on this and you see what is happening. Each time I enter a number, what is going to happen. So just let's continue. So I will enter the next number. They're asking for the third number, 1 again. You see how it is looping, right? You can see how it is looping, right? So the last number now, the 5th number, I'll enter it and it has to give us a result as the sum is 5. Voila, you see, the sum is 5. That's it. That's it. So we can clearly see that the program works perfectly well. Program works perfectly well. So that is it for our class under the for loop. See you in our next class where we will demonstrate how to use the next loop, which is the while loop. Thank you very much. And remember to subscribe. Remember to comment. Remember to share and like our videos. God bless you as we meet in the next class.